Hello, and welcome to my studio. I'm so pleased you want to spend some time with me here on my working table. And today I want to do something in this sketchbook. Those of you who have been following me for a while know I love different sketchbooks, and I have a whole video where I show you all my, not all my, but many of my different sketchbooks and what I do in them and why I use them for the specific things I put in them. I would put a link for that in the description box here under the little word more. But this sketchbook here is one I bought. I was in Umbria last fall, and one of the cities in the what is it called? Umbria is a part of Italy, and in this part, one of the main cities is a city called Fabriano. And those of you who are doing watercolors or sketchbooks perhaps know the name Fabriano, because Fabriano is the brand of those, for those who makes these sketchbooks here. It's not watercolor paper. I think it is more like mixed media paper, but it is a very nice paper in this book here. So I will use this book today. That was one part of it. The other part is here in Denmark. Once a year, the taxman makes a statement for you, so you can see if you have paid too little in tax or if you have paid too much in tax. And that is this time of year you get this statement. And this year I got money back, and hooray, hooray. I know it's my own money, but it wasn't money I have counted on or expected. So I have really treated myself. So I bought this big box of Inktense pencils. I have for a long time had a small box where there was 10 or 12 in, but I wanted to play with them, and since I got the money here, I bought this big box, and I found a place where they were on sale, so I also got them a little cheaper than normal. So all good things happening. But these are the pencils I would like to work with. And there are 100 different colors, and they are water soluble, and that's why I like to work with them. I have already color swatched them, and there are three layers here in the box. And there are some green and blue ones here, and there are these natural ones. And I know these speaks more to me, but I think I would be brave and try to use, what colors do I want to use? I will think a little before I start, but either I would be brave and use all 100 colors, or I would go for all the warm colors in the earth tones and the yellows and the oranges and the reds, and not put in purple and blue in. That could also be what I perhaps would do. But I will take this away for now, and sorry for the noises. But I have already been playing a little with them here in my book, and also in I've not been doing much, but I've been doing this kind of thing here. Sorry, I'm a little rusty this morning, but this is made with the pencils, and I have made it no marking up or no tracing. It is, of course it is handmade, but it's freely, so no marked lines before I did it. And again, I like to do these grids in many ways, also doing them in collages and so. And then I took these colors here and made this one, and last night I made these color swatches here, and that gave me the idea for what I want to do here in my book today. I like circles. Everybody who follows me knows I like a good circle, and it irritates me. This is flapping up, so I will just put this on here. So I think I could trace a big oval circle here, but then there would be a lot in the top and the bottom where there isn't anything. So I have been in my kitchen and I found this dish here, or plate, or what we can call it. And I think I want to trace around that and do exactly the same as I had done here on the previous page with all the small circles. So I will trace around this, and I will just take a fine art liner, because I think these are not water soluble, but it ain't much more water you're using on these Inktense pencils, and they are so rich with pigments, so it's a joy to work with them. And I have just recently also found out that they work on fabric. So not my next project, but one of my next projects will be try to paint something on fabric with them and put them, use the fabric in my Stitch Circle Show challenge that is going on at this moment here. But I will stick inside that, and I will do the circles here like I did on the previous road. And for this I have this small tin plate here, and that is a very nice one. I can move it around and put it this and there and wherever I want to do it. But now I will, sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Lisbeth, and I'm Danish. And pardon my bumpy English, but you can see what I'm doing, and I'm sure you can hear what I'm saying, or you get the meaning. But if you have any questions, please ask me in the box here below. You can ask questions or make comments. But I will figure out what kinds of colors I want to do, and then I will start. So now I have decided I will go for the warm tones, the yellows, the oranges, the browns, and the earth tones. And I have my bucket of water here, and have a little serviette or napkin. Here I can dry my brush in, and I take in such a very small brush here. But before I start with that, putting water onto it, we will have to get some paint here. So I think I will start down here, that is the easiest for me. So I take this tin plate here. I think it is something architect uses when they are making drawings. But here I will just place a circle here, and then I will take a color and trace around it and do like this. And you can see I'm not pressing very hard or anything, and that doesn't look particularly nice right now, but I can assure you it will be much nicer. And sorry for my arm, this one is irritating me. And and then I will pick another size and place it again. Like that. And I will change sizes. Yeah, this one. And that's this color. I'm just picking totally random here in my box. And of course you can remove it, this tin plate, if you want to do that. There. And let me take this one here. And depending on how much you pressure or how much you paint with the pencil, the more pigments you will get. And that is the nice thing about these pencils here, that you can make it a light, soft color, or you can put a lot of pigments in here and you will get a stronger color. So they are really easy to work with. And I will also say I have paid for this myself. It isn't something I'm sponsored by anybody. But I will fill all this area here, but I can start showing you what I'm doing when I'm painting. So I will take this small brush and I will just put water on and paint like this. I inked putting a lot of water on, so it isn't very wet or sopping with water. And you can keep on till your striation is gone. Perhaps you will experience some striation, but that is mostly when you have a very sharp pencil. Then the striation can be a little harder to get rid of. But if you're painting soft with your pencil, it isn't a problem. Or else it would just be like that. That isn't an issue, I think. These kind of ways to paint here, it is so relaxing, and I'm typically doing it. I don't get stressed, but sometimes things go a little fast, and sometimes I don't think I don't know what to do, perhaps. So then you could always sit down doing this. It doesn't require much thinking when you have decided the colors and the shapes you want to paint. And then it is just so relaxing doing this. And you can see the colors aren't running into each other because I don't use a lot of water. And I use this fine brush. And that is very nice. So it is just working slowly through all your painted circles. And I will say you can make all the ones, paint them, and then put water on them for as the last thing. Or now when I've done these, I would have to wait till they are dry, so I don't lay my hands or arms into it. The wet paint, that won't be very nice. And you can see some of them, they have a little striation, but I don't mind that. If you don't have a template like I am, like I am having, you could always use all kinds of different things from your household. Many of the things you have in your kitchen or your cupboards are round things. So use them, or make some templates in a heavy cardstock. You can also cut different sizes out in cardstock and use that. So this is what it looks like, and I can see I'm quite far away. I slowly will pull you down, but I have to come up again, but sorry. Here you can see this is how it looks, and that is nice. I will paint some more circles, and then I would let this dry and paint some more circles and show it some steps here on the way for you. You can see I'm slowly building this up. I keep finding places where I want to put paint on. And there is a little hole here, and then I will find one that's fitting. Here, and perhaps this one here. There. And then I can see there's a little hole there, so I will find one that's fitting there, and this one is, I think, is fitting there. So I will just take another color. And here we can give it a little more colors to see if it gets stronger. And then I can say, now I want to put paint on these, and we can try to put paint on this one, because this one I put a lot of pencil mark on, so it gets a really strong yellow orangey color here. And when you put so much on, you don't get any striation. But I like mine to be, not all of them, so. And you can see this is quite dark. If I don't want to be so dark, I will just wipe a little of it off here. But it's nice with some contrast also. There. It is so funny when I'm doing this. You're always, I'm always thinking, oh, how does this one look, and how does this one look, and how does this color look up to the other color, and I just want to make one more and one more and one more. I can remember at the old days when I was doing a lot of knitting. Perhaps you know that too, when you were knitting stripes, changing colors, and oh, I just want to make a stripe more to see how that look, and then the next stripe, and then the next stripe, and suddenly it was 2 o'clock in the night, and you get in bed very late, and it's a little of the same here. I want to see how it looks. So if I should say something about these colors here, I really like them because they are so pigmented. And if you're not afraid of, but if you have troubles with doing watercolor in pens or from tubes, and you think it is hard to control, if you want to control, it's not always you want to control things, but here perhaps a way it can be easier for you to use these. But I will paint a little more, and then I can show it to you and put water on some more and see how far. It's a long way, and I won't be filming all this because then we will be here for several days, and I don't think anybody wants to sit here for many hours watching me paint circles. Yeah, I can see here I should have remembered to clean my brush more. There was a little orange in, but you can also mix them. If you take 2 colors and paint with them, they will mix together when you start putting water on them. So that's also one thing you can do. Choose a few different colors and start mixing them and see how many different colors you can get then. But right now I have 100, so I don't think I need to mix anything here, but it could be funny to take two contrasting colors and try to mix them and see what would happen. And not colors that would make mud colors. There's nothing wrong with mud colors, but I don't think that was the meaning. There. And I think the succeed to making them very neat and round here is I use a very fine brush, and it is a cheap one from our local bookstore, from the kids section, so it isn't a very expensive or anything special brush, but it's just small, and I think that works fine here. And I'm really not putting much water on my pencil, on my brush. Oh, I nearly said it again. The thing, the brush pencil thing, my big language issue. It's because such a thing here in Denmark is called a pencil, but in English it's a brush. The ones I'm painting with are called pencils in English. Now you can see how far I've gone. So I will let this dry and paint a little more. I have nearly painted all the circles with my Inktense pencils here, and now I'm only missing this small area up here. So now I will have to see how I can get this to fit. So it is just making the last ones. And there will always be some space between. But since there are so many sizes here in this tin plate, you can always find a size that fits. So it is just trying. Yeah. And then I think I'm sorry if my voice is being a little too loud because I'm hanging in here over my phone. Yeah, perhaps it was a different blue color, not blue, but yellow color than I have used before. So now I will just make some small ones up here. That one there, and I think I can fit one in there. So take this brown one here. Let's see, yeah, I think this one is going there. There. And you can always put some small ones in here between if you want that. There. Is there anywhere else? Perhaps there's there. Let us see. So now it is filled up, so now it's just starting with the water. I just made the camera a little closer here so you better can see what I'm doing. There's a little one down here. There. So now it's just to work slowly up or down. Perhaps it is smarter to start up because then I won't put my hands in it. So let me see here. I think I will come up here instead. Here. Yeah, that is perhaps the best way to do it. It is so not very nice when you have spent a lot of time painting and then you put your arms or hands in the wet paint. Sorry if you can hear some noises. It's my hubby who is doing something in the garden right now. it's nice weather today. So he likes to do things in the garden. I don't. I think it is some kind of punishment to do garden work. I like to be in the garden, but I don't want to work very much there. That was in my younger days. Then I had vegetable gardens, and I had a flower bed with all kinds of flowers, and yeah. But that was before I started making art. Now if I have spare time, or if I have free time, or what we can call it, I use all my time for this arty stuff here. And that makes me happy, so that is important. But this will take a little while to paint all these small circles here. But isn't it incredible how much vivid colors you can get when you put the water on the paint? Yeah, makes me happy to look at these colors here. But you could have chosen other colors. If you were a blue girl or green girl, you could have gone that way. And perhaps I will do something with these colors another day. There are many pages still in this book to fill. But I think you have seen me painting enough, so I will paint a little more, and then I think I would show it to you once more, or perhaps when it's done. I will see how much time I have used already. I have painted a little more, and now I only miss this area here, and I think it looks so yummy. So I will continue. Oh, I was dipping the wrong end of my brush in the water, so it really gets so nice when you put water on your paint here. And even though many of the colors are the same, from the same pencil, depending on how much pressure I have put on my pencil, it could be a lighter or darker value of the color, and again that gives it a very nice variations here on it. But I will paint the rest, and then I will show it to you when I'm done. So done with all the painting, and I think I get away with not splashing or making marks where I don't want marks. Perhaps I can turn it this way and go up a little higher, then you can see it all. Yeah, that was perhaps better. I have made this line with there's a little something there, with a marker. If you had made it with a pencil line, you could of course have erased it, but I don't mind that line is there, because then it gives it a little more definition. But yeah, I can always see something, but I think it is quite fine. You can say I could have used ordinary watercolors to do this, but I don't think I could have made my circle so neat as these are here. And I'm not so skilled so I can do that. Perhaps you can do that. But I think they are very nice to work with, these Inktense pencils. There are many ways you can use them, and I'm looking forward to try to use them on fabric, because I do a lot of stitching and I like to make fabrics. I have made my, not the fabric, but paint on fabrics. So I have my own patterns or whatever it is I'm painting. But I will take a close-up at the end of the video. I hope you have been inspired and perhaps seen a thing or two you haven't seen before, or at least seen how you could use these kinds of pencils. And that was the meaning of this page here in my Fabriano sketchbook. And perhaps I would make another thing or two in the book here on YouTube in the future. You never know what I come up with, but it is a very pleasant thing to do if you not know what to do and you just want to relax and be in a zen mode of some kind. It is a little like slow stitching, but slow stitching you can sit in the corner of your couch doing, and that is a little more difficult with this. But I hope you have enjoyed my video, and if you have, please give my video a thumbs up and please consider subscribing my little Danish channel. There also is a notification bell you can hit, then you will get notification every time I put a new video up. But else I will just say take care of yourself and be creative, and I see you soon again. Bye bye for now.